And now, here to help you know your number and grow your number live, the Lossdog Network presents One Lucky Dog with Tom Sosnoff, Scott Sheridan, and a little bit of soul.
Ooh, are you not wearing any pants?
Good morning.
Hola.
Hola. How is everyone?
I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
It's a good day, and the weather
Happy
is
Tuesday.
getting better here
There-
in Chicago.
It's a little warmer.
Okay, we just got to clear the air right now.
Yes.
If I pass out because of the heat, it's 150 degrees in this
It's
studio
freezing
now.
in here.
If you see me sweating, it's
So the
not because my
lights.
positions are going against
It's all
me.
the lights.
No. This is.
Oh my
not
God, you're such a whiner. Just deal with it.
Okay, you have a T-shirt on.
I know.
should take my sweater off. I might. If I
You
take,
should. You should just take it off. It's fine.
Take it off. Go topless.
You'll be fine,
Go
right?
topless.
Go topless.
Nobody wants to see me topless, but let's continue.
Go topless,
Anyways,
just for the hell of it.
Go Bears, although their dogs not happy about that Saturday night. Usually say home dogs on a Saturday night usually bet.
You just say home dogs on a Monday night. There are no such thing
I
as
know
home
you say
dogs
Monday
on a
night, but I'm
Saturday
saying
night.
Saturday night.
I know.
No?
I mean, listen, I got my plans for Saturday night. I'm ready.
Going out with the missus?
No. Watching a Bear game.
All right, let's
Saturday
go.
night?
Yeah, it's Saturday night.
Saturday
They moved
night.
it. It's a flex game. There's a game Saturday.
moved it.
And there's 2 playoff games on Saturday. There's a lot
When
of good
did they move
football.
it?
Whatever. There's Saturday night's a
2
Bear game.
playoff games, 2 college.
Cancel your plans.
Yeah, cancel plans.
Saturday night?
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Well, good morning again, and welcome to One Lucky Dog. Our phone lines are open to take your calls for the next hour, 9 to 10. And the number, we have a really cute, fancy, super amazing number. That is 989-LOST-DOG. 989-LOST-DOG. But first, Scott, what are the markets doing?
Yes is the answer to what are the markets doing.
Yes, they're open.
Yes, they're open, and yes, they've been moving. So we will get into greater detail in about 45 minutes. But you've had SPOOs anywhere from down, I think, close to 50 last night to up.
In the mid 40s, and the Nasdaq
Mid-40s,
was
they were up
down.
10.
Nasdaq was down over 200.
Yeah, NASDAQ was down over 200. Now it's up 12. It was just up 50. They're moving all over the place. So looking forward to having a conversation about 45 minutes on the markets.
Sounds
Yeah, and I've been trading all night,
Oh
just so
my
you know.
goodness.
So I'm ready to talk.
I thought you were gonna rest last night.
Which time when you woke up, which time when you wake up do you do Wordle? First, second, third?
First trip to the bathroom. First pee.
Is Wordle.
Wordle.
Oh my God. TMI.
It was a hard one today.
It was a hard one today. I got it in 5.
Yeah, it was a hard one today.
It was a hard one.
I'm not doing it.
I couldn't do connections.
Do it in Spanish. I haven't
I
tried
did in
connections.
Spanish, but not
Something's
today.
happened to my brain with
I know, me too.
connections. Like I can't get it anymore.
Yeah, so connections I didn't do. Wordle was
Wait,
good.
you didn't get it or you didn't do?
I tried for a second. Soul helped me, and I was like, I quit.
I helped him with the easy one. That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Anyway.
Anyway, go ahead. We'll get to markets in a bit.
Yes. We're gonna go into our letters from the dog pound.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, our first question is, how should personal trading experience be put on a resume to be useful? People ask, and I am not sure I have a great answer.
You know what? That's a really interesting question because as a trader, we have a ton of customers that this is a real question for them. For me, it's just that you understand markets, and to understand markets, I think there's a lot of value in that. I mean, that's how I would use it. Personal trading experience. The reason it's healthy on a resume is because you understanding free markets and understanding kind of how things work in a free market economy. I think it's valuable.
And I would add to that that your returns are irrelevant, but the fact you're doing it, that you're engaged, I think it shows an interest in something that's important. And we keep talking about the thought process and engagement. So I would put it down almost as a footnote, but just say that it's something that you feel proud of and say why you feel proud of it. But I would not talk about the returns.
I think people that understand money are and that understand kind of a little bit of the math behind money and a little bit of like, you know, how market structure works are just, to me, more valuable.
Yeah,
That's how I approach it.
right. So but how would you actually put it on a resume, do you think?
Well, I think you just talk about,
What would you like to see? Like, let's say it was
trading experience.
you
I think
hiring.
trading experience is
Like
fine.
an extra.
Trading experience?
Trading experience, but as an extra, like an asterisk.
Like, I don't want to see on your resume that you're a really good gambler on DraftKings. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that you play poker. I don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that you
Yeah,
did.
but why not poker? Because that's a thought process.
Not really. And I didn't.
Sure it is.
Oh my God.
And there's too much luck involved, and I don't want to know that you're really good. You're really good at betting on horses and stuff like that. I think that
Even if it's harness?
even if it's harness, I think if you've done interesting things in the market and you're like a strategist, I don't care if you've made or lost money. I just care that you've done it. To me, it's important.
Okay, cool. There you go. Next up is, I appreciate how Tom and Scott explained that Lossdog isn't really a research platform, and that emerging industry job information metrics, salaries, can be scraped from government agencies. That is a great point, but how accurate can the results really be? What is the approximate width of the spread?
Yeah, I mean,
Width
that's
of this-
something we discussed yesterday.
With the spread between bid and ask.
Between the range, salary range, because salary ranges are something now that you kind of have to list. It's kind of a requirement. But the Lossdog range has nothing to do with like a traditional salary range. The Lossdog range has to do with what your value is and what your value could be. So we basically present a two-sided market. How accurate is it? Well, we've downloaded a few 100 million. We've built our AI platform around a few 100 million data points and a few million resumes. I mean, I would say its
accuracy is going to be, we're confident in the accuracy. The
Right.
issue's going to be, it doesn't mean that you can take this number and go into somebody and say, you're paying me this or else. I mean, it's going to be hopefully a tool in the toolbox that will allow somebody to become a better negotiator when they're looking for a job. But it doesn't mean you're going
Right.
to take this number and say, here's my number, this is what I want to get paid.
the accuracy on Lossdog will be between 60,000 on the low end and 250 to 300,000 on the high end, because that's where you have the most concentration of jobs, and that's where you have the most information. When you go below 50,000 or you go above 300,000, that's where you start to get a lot more subjectivity.
But I think the
And
accuracy
that's
question
the
is
challenge.
when we give somebody a number, let's say the number is 85,500, how accurate is that number?
It's just like a theoretical price of an option or something, or a theoretical valuation as a derivative. It's as accurate as it can be based on the information that's out there. It's just a game of math.
Yep. Great. Next up, excuse me. I do think firms like Jane Street or other high-frequency trading firms will eventually step in as market makers if prediction markets grow. Or are these markets likely to stay too small, illiquid, or regulatory restricted for them to bother? If they do enter, would that improve pricing and liquidity, or would it change the nature of prediction markets altogether?
Well, I mean, the simple answer here is that high-frequency firms are already in prediction markets. I mean, I think Susquehanna was one of the first firms to start making markets and prediction markets. They've been doing it for years now. I'm sure Jane Street, Jump, Citadel, IMC, every major high-frequency firm, I mean, they'll make a market on anything as long as there's
edge.
If
there's edge, they're going to be there. And the answer is this is 100% going to improve liquidity. And I don't know how much more you can compress, because if it's already a penny, I don't know that they're going to go sub penny on these markets. But if they're
going to go way sub penny, because this is 100 basis points, and they're capable of making markets down to 3 basis points. So I think there's a huge amount of edge in there. The problem is that some of these bets, some of these binary markets, they're just crap. I mean, there's like one person that cares, I mean, and they're not going to make certain markets because they have no way to hedge any. They're just going to play the game of maybe we have a little bit of edge. We'll just see where it lands. I don't think this is going to be huge for high frequency firms, but they're all getting involved.
All right, let's do one more, and then we have some callers waiting for you guys.
Okay.
I am thinking of buying some XRP. I am getting conflicting stories that it is an ETF and not a coin. So coin or not? Also, if I purchase XRP, do I need a wallet? Where can I learn about wallets, and what do you recommend?
So
a good one.
XRP is for the most part, XRP is Ripple, right?
Yep.
And XRP is a cryptocurrency.
Yep.
But it's funny because I just had to look this up to make sure. But there is an XRP ETF.
What is it?
It's called XRP.
But what is it? Is it Ripple?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's an ETF, so you can trade.
Yeah, you can trade it via ETF. I believe Fidelity is maybe the underwriter. But that's a pretty small, relatively illiquid ETF. There's also the CME just came out with an XRP future. So I think it's a micro future, but they just came out with the XRP future. I'm not sure if it actually trades yet. I'm not sure it has any volume. It trades, but I don't know if it has any volume. So I would say 95 or 99% of the people that trade Ripple
Coin.
trade the coin and the cash markets. I think it's about $1.90. I looked. I think it's around $1.90. But there is an ETF and there is a future. So it is a coin. And if you purchase XRP at any online broker, you don't need a wallet. I mean, you can use a wallet if you want to, but you don't need a wallet.
The only reason you would use a wallet is if you wanted to take it, out.
Yeah.
And, just house it yourself.
Yeah.
But otherwise, my recommendation would be to leave it at your brokerage firm because it's just so much easier. You don't have to
Right.
worry. There's no risk. There's no concern.
Right.
You just have it there. When you want to trade it, you trade it.
I mean, you can learn more about wallets by just Googling it. And I would Google, crypto wallets and things like that. There's a ton of crypto wallets out there, and they're all pretty good. And you might want a crypto wallet for lots of different reasons. But if you're just interested in purchasing XRP, just do it in your brokerage account.
Yep.
And it's so much easier. It's simple, and it's 98% chance it's commission free.
It's funny. I'm thinking about this. I don't even think you could do it anymore. But talking about taking delivery of a stock certificate, which I don't even think you could do anymore.
You cannot take delivery of stock certificates anymore.
Right. So think about that.
I mean, you can in certain places, but not with an online broker.
Yeah, and I mean, why would you want to? The cost
Right.
of doing it, and it's so funny because today, now, do you want to wallet? Do you want to leave it there? Do you want to take it out? It's the 2025 version
and people you can't take in the futures world. There's no more delivery of commodities.
I'll actually test you on this. Remember Hong Kong Bank shares, HSBC?
Yeah, I never traded them.
I found my move. I found a certificate. I
that's
actually have a
funny.
stock certificate for 25 shares or something.
Okay.
It's good for art. I mean, I wouldn't even.
Right.
It would probably
Keep frame
cost me more to take
yeah.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
To say,
Nobody will even take it.
well, it'd probably be $250. I have no idea what.
Oh,
it's
somebody else. Yeah, you're right. Somebody will take it somewhere. Yeah.
That's
So I
funny.
said his artwork. I'll leave it for my kids and grandkids. They'll say, what's this?
That'd be cute.
All right. Cool. We have any more?
I do want to remind our friends on the chat to give us a call because we can answer your questions live. So remember, it's 989-LOST-DOG. So give us a call. Instead of chatting on there, because we're not always seeing those questions, just call us.
Perfect.
I thought there are more questions or no?
Yes, we have more.
Okay.
I just wanted to remind everybody, 989-LOST-DOG.
And we see some people waiting. We will get to.
Yes,
We'll be right
we
there.
will
We'll be
get to
right
you.
there.
Okay.
Okay. I have on a very challenging position in silver.
Me
I am-
too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Join the club. I am short in the money calls with the
I'd still really happy.
IV still very high. Would you try and continue to battle it out, or should I simply cut bait? The position is close to my max pain number.
Well, if you're short silver in the money silver calls, everybody's position is close to their max pay number. Mine too. Scott took me down, got shorted
Okay.
around 52.
This one I accept responsibility for.
Got shorted around 52, should never have listened to him. Sold more around 56, 58, 62, 64. Silver's currently 63.50, down 9 cents today.
That's a
the future.
mini crash.
That's a mini crash, yeah. It was down maybe 75 cents last night. It had one down move on Friday. At one point, it's down $3.50. But silver's been on an unbelievable tear, along with gold.
Silver's been moving way more than gold lately.
Yeah, the gold silver ratio got down under 70.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I hear you. I believe that the IVR in silver, last time I checked, which I think was last night, was still around 85 or 87. So if you can hang in there, I would hang in there by trying to stay tiny short delta and maybe spread it off against some short calls or something else.
No, they are short calls.
I'm sorry,
Short
against some
puts.
short puts,
Yeah.
far out of the money short puts. But I mean, if you just want to, if you want to cut bait, maybe you can take off half, and if you only have a small number on, then, I don't know. I'd probably hang in there a little bit longer, but I wouldn't let this become a debacle.
Yeah.
I'm past the debacle. So I've already violated my max pain, so now I'm just hanging in there. It's become a long-term hold position for me.
Yeah, I don't usually violate max pain, so I will at least spread it off.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we are.
All right. Do we want to take a call between emails?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go. This is kind of funny. Austin. We're going to Austin and Dallas.
Yeah.
Hey, Austin.
Are we there?
Yeah. Hey,
Hey
Austin.
there.
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How's it going?
It's going good. I think I thought of a good question to kind of kick off the show. Hopefully it's topical. My question is, when you're building a skill set specifically for a career and you're early on, it's sort of like taking a long position with your human capital. And with that in mind, is it better to look at building a skill set in a liquid job market or an illiquid job market?
It's a really good question. I've never thought of it that way. But, and my answer, and I think Tom's answer, typically, if you're trading markets, obviously you want to go liquid. But in this case, I would say, where are your strengths? Stay in your lane, what your strengths are, and look for a career in something that you believe in and that you really think that you can excel in, as opposed to picking a career because, hey, I can go over here and hopefully make a lot of money. I have two of my kids, still young, in their early 20s. They have a bunch of friends in New York who are all, they refer to them as spreadsheet crushers, working in the banking industry, on whatever it is, for 2 years, and they give their life up for 2 years, and every single one of them is miserable. And when I ask why are they doing it, they say because they want to try to make a lot of money. I think that's a horrible answer. So love the question. It just depends for me what your skill set is.
Hey, Austin. So for me, a little bit different. I think you got to be careful if you go too narrow, too niche, and just because you want to have some opportunity out there. You got to find something. You got to concentrate on something where there's a little bit where it's broad enough that there's more than a single opportunity, right? Where it's broad enough that there's that you can at least, that there's some historical information on that particular job, and also that you have a little bit of optionality with respect to what you're looking for. And so for me, I think that's the reason you want a little bit of liquidity. You don't need that much. Like Scott said, stick to what you really like. If you have the luxury, sometimes when you're really young, you don't have the luxury of sticking to what you really want to do, and you just kind of got to take what you can find and what you're offered. But I think when you get a little bit older, be broad enough that there's opportunity, but stick to what you really like.
I mean, my daughter, who just graduated from college, was a creative nonfiction major. She had to explain to me what that was, with a minor in human rights. I don't think you can get more off the
Niche.
liquidity meter than those two. And she wants to write and has been struggling in New York trying to find a job, and I think she's getting very close to something in the music industry, which is really interesting because she's going to be writing, so it's a passion. She loves music, but again, just stick with what you hopefully really want to do, and hopefully something works out. But really good question. So thank you. All right, we are going to go one more, and then we'll come back to you.
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's take more calls.
Yeah, let's go to Mark in Denver.
Hey, hi Scott and Tom. Long time no talk.
Hey, Mark.
from
How you been,
Denver.
man?
Tom, I miss our iced teas and all your shows, and talking how good the Broncos are, and I'm surprised how good the Bears are.
And thank you for your win over Green Bay. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not that you had anything to do with it, but we appreciate it as Bears fans.
Yeah, Mark.
I was there cheering them on, so I was the 12th man on the field.
Oh, you were at the game? Yeah. It was a pretty awesome game. It was a pretty awesome game. I mean, we watched I was able to see kind of pretty much the fourth quarter, and it was pretty awesome.
I think Bo Nix is the real deal, but we'll see.
Well, so far he is. So far he is for sure.
Congratulations on this new gig. I think it's very worthwhile and going to help a lot of people, but we certainly miss you on the old stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Understood. Hopefully your trading's going well, Mark.
It is. I've now switched to, I was going to talk about my career. I started at Arthur Andersen at $20,000 a year, was grossly underpaid, and was grossly underpaid my entire life, but until I figured out Tasty 12 years ago and how to make a real living.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great story. You and I have talked plenty in the past, and, I think we've probably known each other now for, 15 years, 20 years. I don't even know how long.
Yeah, a long time. I mean, since toss days, actually.
Yeah.
But what I've come to conclude is I'm trading one symbol, SPX, and I'm scrapping it. And I'm scrapping it at below 10 deltas on a daily basis. I'm just watching it and having no overnight risk. And I don't always trade small and trade often. I'm trading a little larger and a little less frequently against the Tasty recommendations, but wanted to hear your guys' opinion of that.
Well, I mean, listen, you've been doing this long enough. You have to do whatever works for you. And if it's working for you and, you're staying, with one underlying and you're trading a little bit bigger, but it's working for you. I mean, you have a ridiculous amount of experience. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, that you're straying off course. I mean, if it's working for you, you got to keep doing it. You always have to do what works for you.
Correct.
Well, I mean, a lot of things work. I mean, there's a number of ways to do it, but I got to the point where I can't manage 12 symbols at a time, and I don't like watching the screen all day long, and it's easy to look at my phone and look at one symbol. And I don't need to maximize my profit anymore. And
I think I'm more of a user of zero-day than Tom is. I put it as well as my other stuff that's a little bit longer term, and I think it's great. If used, I don't do it every day, but I think SPX, when you want to do something zero DT, it's a great product.
There's volume and liquidity, and the markets are legit.
The markets are legit. Liquidity, and the really nice thing is that it's cash settled, and if somebody cares, it's 1256 eligible, so it is 60/40 long term.
I think the nicest thing about
I'm getting the tax advantage all the time. I'm trading 1256.
Right. But I also think one of the nice things about zero-day SPX is that even if volatility is really low, you still have monster moves intraday.
Yep.
It doesn't even matter.
I mean, look at today. I mean, we're having some big moves today. I mean, today, I don't know. I can't see what VIX is doing. I'm guessing it's up a little bit, but we're swinging.
The VIX is 1722, up 72 cents.
Yeah,
and we've been positive and negative. We're having a two-sided trade. I believe this is still the ramifications of the Fed cut that was first positive and now appears to be negative. And today's jobs report was supposed to be 2 months, and it basically said nothing.
Yeah,
As you guys have
bonds have
these
been
numbers
all over
don't always mean anything.
Bonds have been all over the place this morning. I sold some puts in the bonds this morning when they were trading at 114.21 or something. Now they're 115.06. I mean, everything's just going, kind of waffling around. But hey, Mark, listen, thanks for calling in.
Appreciate it.
And
Hey,
keep up.
I miss you guys, and I'll try and call in infrequently on a regular basis.
Oh, we love it. Yeah,
Thanks,
sure,
Mark.
anytime. Thanks, Mark.
All right, Sol.
Thank you.
We'll do one more, and then one more
With Sol.
Okay.
email, and then
One more letter from the dog pound. Oh, hold on. My slides are kind of messed up.
They're slippery.
They're slippery. Why don't we take the next call while I figure this out?
Let's go to Joshua from Chicago, local.
Josh, what's up?
I've got a question about your new software.
Yeah, fire away, dude.
How do you account for the value of the amazing parking an employee brings if they wanted to say attend the Bears game.
You really can't. You can't put a price on.
Some things are priceless.
Yeah, I was in Maine this weekend, and my mom has a handicap placard. So, well, because she can't really walk, it's legit.
But in fairness, neither can you, so it's good for you.
So she gets to park, anywhere. So she's like the most popular player in the.
Oh, she drives everybody?
No, she doesn't have to drive. She just has to take the placard.
Got it. That is nice that they did that, because it used to be the license plate, then they went to the placard, so you could take it.
Yeah.
Well, you can do the license plate. You can do the license plate. The problem with the license plate is that you're restricted. Then you have to drive. I had the license plate for years. In fact, I had a very popular one. It was the little disabled guy. My license plate said blind.
I think it's one of the most. I think it's one of the most brilliant license plates I've ever heard in my life.
God, why'd you get rid of that? I'm surprised actually that the state would give that to you.
I saw it. You had it. You had it, right?
I gave you one.
Yeah.
I gave you one for your birthday.
Oh, you gave me one. Yeah, I had it.
Wait a minute. Why'd you get rid of that?
When I was leasing cars, and when I leased my next car, they didn't transfer it for some reason, and I can't get. So Nissan owns it. I can't get it back.
Oh, Nissan.
Yeah, it was popular.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's almost better than it's like a little better than Ass Man.
That's almost that's a Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's almost it's almost as good as Ass Man.
Did it?
Yeah, it got stolen a lot. Oh, all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
People would steal it.
Yeah,
I got countless tickets because of it.
It's great. Well, listen.
So,
when you go back and you write your memoirs and that's your highlight, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm mono man right now. I'm not writing anything.
Okay.
So am I going to the Bears game Saturday? I heard talk about this. Is that what the plan was for Saturday night?
See, I would think that if you're willing to be his +1, sole offer, but she doesn't have the same services that you do. So
Right.
So I would think that you're 1 and she's 1A, or maybe B1. She might be 1B, but you're 1. He's offering.
She doesn't have parking.
Right, that's what I said.
Well, it all depends on what's the weather like.
40.
Ooh.
40.
Yeah.
During the day. I mean, at night, maybe it's upper 20s, low 30s. It's perfect weather.
We can talk about it.
That is a yellow fleece from Old Navy if I've ever seen it.
We can talk about it. 40 might get me out. 40
That's
might get
going
me
to be an
out.
expensive ticket.
All right.
Let me ask you the actual question. Can I ask you the actual question about
All right, ask her the question, then we got to move on. We got too many callers.
Yeah, so, the disabled population, of which I am a representative, has an unemployment rate. It's double what the regular unemployment rate is.
Okay.
And I think because of that, in fact, I know a lot of my friends are willing to take jobs that don't pay nearly as well as their qualifications would suggest. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of advice could you offer somebody so that they don't just take a job because it's the only one they're getting, but they actually go into the negotiations and say, no, I'm actually worth more.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would suggest trying to get rid of your disability.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I took the road less traveled, okay? Let's just say that.
So the problem.
I would try to, that would be my number one suggestion. Try to change your disability if you can, or fix it.
This was helpful.
I can't even follow up with that. We'll leave that alone.
No, listen, that is a question we don't get a lot, and that's something that I think, that's probably a more systemic problem. That's an issue, that's an issue in America. That's an issue globally, and it's up to you guys. It's up to the entire disabled community to change that stereotype. I know it sounds like.
That's not an easy. It's
not an easy thing to
I'm sure
do.
If you ask people, they would say we would prefer not to have this, but stereotypes typically are not easy to get rid of.
Of course.
The answer, I would give a different answer, a serious answer to that. And the key to negotiating is when you're negotiating, you can push as hard as you want, whether it's for salary, whether it's for anything. It doesn't make a difference. But the harder you push, the higher the chances it's not going to happen or it's going to fail. So you have to be comfortable, depending on how hard. Like if the job is critical, you can't push so hard if you don't have another option. But if you have other options, then you can be a little more aggressive and say, look, I'm going to self-advocate, and I would like 5% more, 10% more, whatever, 15, 20% more, whatever the number is. And having hired as many people as I have hired, it was rare for me that if somebody came back and said they really wanted the job, but they really needed another couple percent, it was rare for me that I didn't do it.
Yeah, and Josh, I know you pretty well.
Don't hold me to that, Josh.
And sometimes you might think it's the handicap, but it's really the individual.
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Josh,
but keep telling people it's the disability.
Do you miss this?
Josh, I'm sorry, Josh.
All right.
Yes, I do miss this, but my therapist is working on it with me, so.
Okay, all right. Call me later in the week and we'll
Thanks,
see if we go to
guys.
the Bears game.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great
Bye.
day.
All right, let's do
right,
another.
one more.
One more, and then we'll go to the next caller.
Okay. This person says, I'm interested in diving into investing in crypto, but I'm a newbie. How would you suggest I start? So many people tell me to stay away from it. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I would never tell you to stay away from anything.
He didn't say, or she didn't say. You said it.
I understand.
Right.
So many people are saying.
Many people.
I understand that. So many people are incredibly stupid. And so many people are they don't really understand risk or investing or anything like that. If you had invested in crypto at any point over the last 15 years,
I know.
You're probably up a lot of money.
If you have your password.
If you can remember your password.
This person has missed out because they're just interested.
All right, I'm going to give a different answer.
Hold on, let me just finish. If you have your password, or if you haven't invested in some stupid meme coin or something like that, the answer is if it's a real cryptocurrency, and it's been trading for a while, 5-10 years, it's a real blockchain, of course you should. And the reason that you should is because the implied volatility of crypto, I'm going to give you the math reason. The implied volatility of crypto can be anywhere from like 50% in Bitcoin to 100% in Ripple or something like that. And that means when you compare that to the S&P implied volatility of, let's say, 17%, you may have a 4 or 5x opportunity with asymmetric upside. And so the reason is we don't know if crypto is going to go higher or crypto is going to go lower. But most people that buy crypto or trade crypto, they buy it and they kind of hold it. And with volatility as high as it is, it does have asymmetric upside. So should you invest 10, 20, 50% of your investable capital into crypto? Of course not. But should every person have 0.5%, 1%, 1.5%, 2%? The statistics and the math say yes.
So you're saying just leave it there?
No, I'm saying you can trade it, you can do whatever you want, but it pays to have crypto.
And the nice thing about it, it's simple.
Right.
First of all, you could trade down to probably $5 or $10 at most firms. So as Tom said, you don't have to put a lot of money behind this. And I would say, who cares what other people are telling you? Don't listen to other people. You're not going to know until you do it. So put your toe in the water. Try a couple different coins, see how it feels. You're not putting a ton of money on the line. If you like it, you can increase the position. If you don't like it, you move on. It's, effectively, you can really only get long. There's no way to get short. There's no way to spread it. So it's simple as it gets. It's cookie cutter. You buy it, you see how you do. If you like it, continue. If you don't, move on. But don't listen to what other people have to
crypto's
say.
open 24/7.
Yep.
And it's a liquid marketplace, it's commission free, and there's plenty of choices, and you can go as low as $1. Yes, you should do it just to learn how to trade crypto, and you should do it just to learn about another asset class.
Correct.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good question.
Great.
All right, we're going to go to Jack from Chicago. Jack, hello.
Hey, Jack, what's up?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Tom. This is Jackie from Chicago.
Hey, Jack.
How are you?
We're good. What's going on?
My question today is about revenge trading. My cousin recently lost a lot of money in revenge trading, betting on 0DTE put, QQQ. And I kind of want to know what your take is about revenge trading. And he was making quick decisions, but those decisions are emotional and cost him a lot of his life savings. So I want to hear from you on suggestions about.
I want to be clear. You're saying revenge?
Yeah, I was.
No, event.
Revenge trading.
He's saying revenge. I would call it angry trading. So you're saying revenge, meaning like he thinks he's owed something, therefore he's going to keep pushing it, and then he feels
So
like.
you mean he's doubling down? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's angry trading. Angry trading rarely works out. I mean, there are times where I'll do it, and it's because I'm like silver. And I'll tell you how that story ends later. But there's times where I get into something and I'm like, I can't believe I'm this early. I'll put a little bit more on, but you got to be careful. I mean, the markets don't owe anybody anything. And just because you've been wrong or you've been run over 2 or 3, 4, or 5 times in a row doesn't mean you're not going to be run over again. So personally, I think it's a horrible approach. And you need to stick to the mechanics, and angry or revenge trading, to me, is not part of the mechanics.
Hey, first of all, tell me one thing where revenge, other than in a movie, tell me where revenge anything
Works.
Yeah.
Like the term revenge in itself is almost self-defeating. So I wouldn't, I think it's common sense. And I don't think you really have to explain why revenge trading is stupid. And I also think that I think the other side of it is just kind of the masters of the obvious side. In one of the reasons we're still around after 4+ decades of trading is that you can't really take it personally. The market doesn't know who you are. Just because you pull a bad card, or just because the market does something, it's not against you. It's a massive amount of money flow that just moves stuff around. It's not personal, and you just can't throw good money after bad. You just can't. So,
Tell your friend, no bueno.
Cousin.
Oh, cousin.
Don't do that.
Sorry, cousin, no bueno.
No bueno, cousin.
Well, after this, so he lost a lot. So, yep. Thank you so much, Scott.
All right.
And so,
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Jack.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let's give out the number.
Jack, nice to hear from you.
Oh, phone number.
Yes, remember 989-LOST-DOG. 989-LOST-DOG. Give us a call with all your questions.
Yeah, and you can send us an email too. Like, we're going to try to do this. We want it to be the most popular call-in show. And in order to do that at 9 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Thursday, we need a couple different things. We either need you to call in, which is kind of cool, or we need you to write into us. And
Yeah,
so
send us your emails.
so we can read stuff off.
And we have, I'm looking forward to this one. We have
Yeah, we have Jake from
Jake,
Champaign,
who is
Illinois.
a U of I, University of Illinois student. So,
Very cool.
Jake, how are you?
Hi. So I'm a junior majoring in finance at the University of Illinois, Champaign, at the Keys College of Business School.
Okay.
What should I be doing right now to optimize my chances of landing a top job after graduation?
Well, what do you like?
I'm
Like-
into,
Yeah, what are you into?
right now I'm more into the AI world, and I'm into entrepreneurship as well. But
Okay.
starting off after graduation, I'm thinking of going into a more corporate finance route to be able to learn more of the field to better support myself when I want to make my
Of course.
entrepreneurship journey later
Well,
on.
you're smart that I like the two fields that you're leaning on. As long as you have enough math background, to complement it. I like the AI entrepreneurship route because if I could just recommend two things, that's probably directly where I would go. And Illinois has a really strong kind of math engineering, reputation. Over the years, it's been our #1 recruiting school for first-year grads and master's degree students.
A lot of interns.
A lot of interns too. So we've definitely recruited heavily, at U of I. In fact, our CTO, our lead developer here at Tasty, they're all U of I grads. But what I would say to you is that I like the game plan. I don't think you can get right out of school at 22 or 23 years old and think, wow, I'm an entrepreneur. It doesn't work that way. You're going to be worth and we said a little about this yesterday, your value is going to be at its highest peak when you get up into probably, early to mid 30s, as from an entrepreneurship standpoint. From an AI standpoint, your value is going to be the highest right when you get out of school. because you're going to know the latest, greatest stuff, and your ability to make quick decisions, to understand all the mechanics and the processes behind AI, extremely valuable to almost any company right now. So I think you're headed in the right direction. I think you learn the entrepreneurship stuff, you keep it in the back of your head, you start building a network as soon as you get out of school with your first job, and as you move around to different jobs and stuff like that, you're continually building your network. And then when you're ready, you hit the AI button. I'm sorry, you hit the entrepreneurship button. And I kind of think that's a pretty good approach for you, Jake.
The only thing I would add to that, and I don't know if this is in your wheelhouse if you're interested in this, but if you think that you might want to become a FINRA licensed person, so Series 7, 63, et cetera, that what FINRA did, which is amazing, and it's rare for me to say FINRA did anything amazing, but what they did a handful of years ago was they broke the Series 7 into 2 parts. You can now do what's called the SIE. You could do it on your own. And if you even think that that's something that you're interested in post-graduation, go get the book. I don't know, probably $100, $150, whatever for the book, and take the exam because it will read really well. It'll look good. I can tell you personally, when I was interviewing kids who were just coming out of college, that to me showed initiative, that they didn't need to do it, but the fact that they did it sent a really good message.
Yeah, I mean, for the world of finance also, Jake, I'd like to see a little bit of trading experience. It doesn't have to be much at all. Just understand how markets work. You don't have to making money means nothing, losing money means nothing, but just understanding how markets work would help me. And if I was interested in hiring you, being able to differentiate yourself through being able to explain certain things like volatility and such would be kind of cool. But I think the AI is your foundation right now. That's your strongest card. You should play it.
I appreciate the advice. So what would you guys say a good route on pursuing AI post-graduation would look like?
Well, there's plenty of AI opportunity in the world of finance. A lot of people that are pursuing AI are going to, more of a tech firm, an engineering firm, that's essentially their background. In the world of finance, I think AI is going to explode in finance over the next, decade. And the reason being is that there's lots of things you can do with AI that you've never been able to do in the world of finance before. So just with that kind of background, like Scott said, if you have some experience and you understand kind of the mechanics of market structure and things like that, there's going to be a lot of AI opportunity with online brokers, with financial service firms, because everybody's going to be introducing AI platforms into their technology.
And one of the nice things, I guess this could be a double-edged sword, the good and the bad, a lot of firms probably aren't there yet, so they're not even aware of it. But if you can go in talking about Tom,
they're aware, they're just not there yet.
They're not there yet. So the differentiation factor that Tom always speaks to, if you can go in and pitch yourself in a compelling way that you can make an argument, you might be able to create a role for yourself at some firm. So think through it, think through what that could look like, and then come up with a good good talking points so you have a good pitch when you're going in. Yeah. But good luck with it. I mean, you're at a really, really exciting time, and you'll see. Right now, sky's the limit on this.
Yeah. If some kid could right out of school could pitch me on monitoring outlier risk through AI, or monitoring position risk through AI as a complement to more traditional risk kind of monitoring systems, we'd be all over it. So that's all. I think that if you're thinking that way, you're going to have a lot of opportunity.
All right. Well, we have.
Thanks, Tom. I love watching you guys.
All right, man.
Good.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah, and tell your friends.
Yeah.
And again, the call-in number 989
Lossdog. This you can remember.
That was good.
Yeah, I already got it.
989 Lossdog.
I like it better than the other number, 989 Lossdog.
Yes, it's a good one.
And if you're going to email us,
we have another email.
Let's do it.
And then we'll go to markets.
Well, you can still call in. Yeah, just call in.
Definitely call in all the time.
Yeah.
This person says, I'm already retired and would like to take some investments into my own hands, so to say. How can I convince my
RIA?
No, my investment advisor.
My investment advisor.
Okay, right.
To let me play with a little bit of my money, and what percentage should I start with?
Okay, well, I'm going to take this to start with. If you have to, it's your money. Okay, so if
Those
you,
investment advisors can be
if you have to convince the person,
overzealous.
I would probably start looking for a different financial advisor. This is going to be, it's subjective because it's going to depend, how old you are, how much money you have. I would refer to it as, play money or sandbox money. So don't take more than you can afford to lose. Not saying you're going to lose it, but see what you feel comfortable with and start whatever you think you feel comfortable with. I would start smaller and then work your way up to it. But I love it, and I love it for a couple reasons. One, it'll keep you engaged. And my dad used to say, use it or lose it. So, when a lot of people retire, they stop reading, they stop doing things, and all of a sudden you see just the general decline physically as well as mentally. So I love it from that standpoint, and hopefully you can have some success with it, which will obviously be an added bonus to the upside. So,
And let me tell you how it works with investment advisors. As they at first will always put up a fight, whether you want to transfer money to a different investment advisor, whether you want to use a different firm, whether you want to transfer money to a self-directed account, whatever it is. They're always going to put up a fight because their whole revenue stream is annuitized based on assets under management. So their AUM is how they annuitize. It's basically, they figure out a certain number of basis points that they make on the money that they're holding for you, whether it's, 55, 65, 75, whatever it is, basis points. So that's all based on AUM. So of course they're going to push back. But the easiest way around that is say, listen, okay, either, I want to do this, and if you say no, then I'm going to move my account. That immediately will open up to say, they'll say, okay, whatever you want to do it. That's how it works.
A funny story. My mom passed. That's not the funny story. But I went with my sister. I knew I wasn't going to use this person. The money manager my mom was using. So my sister asked me to go with her. I said, of course. So I go, I listened. It was a complete bullshit pitch, the whole thing. So at the end, I asked him one question. I said, how are you guys doing relative to the S&Ps? And he looked at me and said, we don't compare ourselves to the S&Ps. We don't look at it that way. I said, okay. So we walked out. My sister said, I don't know what that meant, but I know that was not a good answer based on, your facial expression. And I said, Beth, look, as Tom said, they're charging 65, 75, 85, 100 basis points. You can get an S&P fund for 3, 4, 5. So if you can't beat the S&Ps, why would you be paying somebody, 20x in the fees? So when it's like going to Vegas. How'd you do in Vegas? I broke even. That means you lost money.
So I did a piece. I did a piece a couple of years ago. I don't know, maybe even 10 years ago. I pushed out a segment calling 10 things. I'll try to find it. 10 things to ask your investment advisor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I did it about 10 years ago. We filmed it, and it got like 1 million views. And it was like 10 things to ask your investment advisor. Kind of know what they're doing. And somebody wrote me the other day, and they said, "Hey, can you find that?" I kind of looked a little bit. I couldn't find it. I will try to find it. The 10 things. And what I did was I had 10 things that basically none of them were trick questions, but they but it was just they were just questions to see what your investment advisor knew. Yeah. So the other day, one of Lossdog viewers emailed me and they said, "Hey, do you remember that piece you did like 10 years ago on 10 things to ask your investment advisor?" Well, I have to go see this person that my wife wants me to see, and I need to ask him a question to test him to see what he knows. And he said, "What do you think of this question? Can you explain how you would have dealt with unwinding the yen carry trade?" And I started laughing when I read that, because I'm thinking to myself, if you ask somebody, random person that you walk into with your wife that's managing money, and say, "How do I unwind the yen carry trade?" I said the chances of him knowing that's an unfair question, because the chances of anybody knowing that is zero. And so unless you're doing it just for, to make a point or something, I'll send you the list I found, which I thought was pretty fair. And it explained things like what Scott said, how you do versus the S&Ps, or, explain, how do you lower basis, simple things like that. Yeah. And, we'll find some stuff like that. We'll have a pretty good, we'll present some pretty good stuff on this network.
Good. I want to see the top 10. I want to see the list.
The top
Yeah,
10,
I
it's
wanna
like 10
see it
years
too.
old.
That's all right.
But I'll
I'm
find
sure
it.
it's still relevant.
Yeah.
I'll find it.
All right. Let's
go to markets.
Let's get to the markets, and they're moving. So
Yeah, but we still take calls. If you want to take calls on, if
Yes,
you want to,
989 Lossdog.
let Tom do it.
Oh,
Like
God,
he's like
sorry.
a kid. He like got a gold star at school today because the
Yes, so
teacher
he wants-
said
so
Tom
say
what's the
it,
number, and
say
he
it.
learned it.
Look at the camera and say it.
Go ahead.
all right, markets.
No, 99
No,
lost.
the
Say the number.
No, now you ruined it.
God.
Anyway, SPOOs are down 30. Nasdaq's down 80. Now, SPOOs have been up, I don't know, 10-ish, down 40-something-ish. So, and they've been whipping. So, from a trading standpoint, good. I'm still short a couple SPOOs. Don't have any Nasdaq on. Down futures down 100. Gold's up 22 to 43.57. I'm short some gold. Silver is down 11 cents. It's crashing. 63.47. In fairness, and one thing we should talk about here, and I don't know when silver settles. I think it's 1 or 2. So for me, when I look at numbers, and the one for me the most common would be ES. So ES settles at 3:15 Central Time.
Silver, you're already trading March, so it's not even.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about day settlement. I'm not talking about when the contract expires. Because right now, to me at 4 o'clock, I look at the 4 o'clock numbers, what I'm saying.
Okay, fine. I
So
think it settles at 2.
I think it settles at 2. So silver happened to rally because silver actually in my mind, it closed at 4 o'clock yesterday over 64. So even though, and that's why when somebody might look at this and go, or their P&L looks off, because the difference is it's based off of settlement. So settlement, I think, is 2 o'clock, but ES for sure, 3:15, and that's why there can be some variance. So silver had a big run up after 2. Now it's come back down. This, I guess, down 5 cents is considered a crash. Bitcoin is catching a little bit of a bid. Have you done anything in Bitcoin or ETH? Because I know you've been dabbling. 8,800. I know you said
didn't yesterday.
85,000. It got
No.
close.
Yeah, I'm a buyer below that. But
65, 55, cancel if close.
hey, you know what I did buy this morning? I did buy some bonds, and I also bought some crude oil.
Outright or sold more puts?
Sold more puts and bonds, sold more puts and crude oil.
Crude oil, I haven't touched it. It's crashing.
Well, when it was 75, I said I thought it's going to 55. That was about a year ago.
Good call.
Yeah, it's been a year. I haven't touched crude oil in probably 4 months now. And this morning was the first time that
We just haven't touched it. No position.
No position.
Not like in a position like
No, volatility was low in there. I haven't touched crude oil for about 4 months. Today's the first time I did a put ratio spread in crude this morning. I think I did the 54.52. I can't remember exactly. I think either the 54.52 or the 52.50. And I also sold 52 puts naked. It's my first time
So you
getting
bought
one.
54, sold multiple 52s.
Yeah, 2 to 1. And then sold the 52 puts naked, just because I wanted to put a little bit of a crude oil position on it, because it hasn't really had an uptick in
A long time.
a long time, and I feel like it's maybe.
Who was it? Was it Goldman? What firm came out when it was like 110 or something? Instead it was going to 100 or going to 200, went to 150, and then it just imploded. And
That was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, and then they say let's sell it.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
here-
crude oil's been in a pretty narrow range. I don't like trading it as much, but the markets are only, the
I don't trade the options.
futures options are only 2 ticks wide, and they trade 1 penny off mid price. So I think it's a good product to trade, especially when there's some action there. And in this particular market, it's triple witching. It's expiration triple witching, and I'm a little bit short, like Scott is, Nasdaq and S&Ps, but I'm thinking about buying in some S&Ps today.
I will just remind you something.
Yeah.
You were kicking yourself before we came in here. NASDAQ was up 50 and S&Ps were down like 5. And you're like, I missed them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to cover when we get back?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably cover something, a little bit.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Triple witching tends to be pretty bullish. Over the last 26 or 27 years, I think 16 or 17 up, like 9 down. So it's 2 to 1. That just means from Thursday to Friday. But we've had essentially 2 pretty decent down days in a row. This one's kind of we're waffling around a little bit. I kind of think they might bounce Thursday and Friday.
Don't have an opinion.
Yeah, I don't.
You did say that what's going to happen, the big move is potentially from Friday into end of January. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think next week, the last 2 weeks of the year, will actually, is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
It's 2.
It's 2 weeks.
It's the 19th.
Yeah.
Friday is the 19th.
In the last 2 weeks of the year,
Almost 2 weeks.
I think could be interesting, but what really, if the market has risk, it's going to have risk through the end of January. I think that's the biggest risk because we haven't had a sell-off in a long time, and I think that's the biggest risk for this market. There's definitely a little bit of unwind going on right now, and there's been a lot of sector rotation and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I just don't think there was 1 year, 2018, where they basically crashed in the end of December. 2018. That's it. And it is really rare for them to crash going into like half days and into the holidays. And, I mean, I'm not a believer in Santa Claus rallies or any of that kind of stuff, but it is rare for the markets to crash at the end of December. In fact, to tell you a little story, one of my worst trading weeks in 20 years on the floor was between Christmas and New Year's.
And you're probably supposed to go away on vacation. You didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go because I wasn't going away for whatever reason, but I went down to the trading floor. I remember this like it was yesterday. I went down to the trading floor, about half the pit was missing, and a bunch of big orders came in to buy calls, and so we sold them. I went down there to make like 100 days, like $1,250. I thought I could make in the morning and then just take off in the afternoon. I was underwater that day, so much money, it almost cost me my whole year. It was ridiculous. I got caught Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of that week.
I'm sure you were a pleasure to be
I was
around.
not a pleasure to be around. It was a horrible, horrible Christmas and New Year's.
And on that note,
What year was this again?
I don't remember. It probably was around like 1997, 1998. I don't really remember. But all I remember is there was a bunch of us, we were up in the office, and we were debating whether to trade or just take the day, because we knew nothing was going to happen. And I just went down there and got myself in a shitload of trouble. Yeah, it was bad. And then when I just ruined the whole week. I kind of pissed myself off for the whole year. So there won't be any more of that. There won't be any more of those sold. And you can't get them back. But I do think that there's going to be some really good two-sided opportunity through the end of January. I just don't know about the rest of this week. I'm kind of like not that bearish for the rest of this week. I've been pretty bearish up until now.
okay.
All right, and
There you
with
have it.
those thoughts,
And on that, we'll wrap it up. So
we will see you all tomorrow.
thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And again, come loaded with questions tomorrow, Thursday, 989 Lossdog. You can email oneluckydog@lossdog.com, and obviously go into the chat anytime you like. Remember, we're starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Show is at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. I guess we'll have to do the conversion. Say if you're on the Pacific, it's set.
I don't think you have to do the conversion for people.
Okay.
Our customers are way smarter than that.
They're good at math. All right, on
they are.
that one.
Don't forget though, you can access it on demand anytime you want on YouTube.
Yeah,
and tell your
that's right.
friends.
Good. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.